It's a story beloved the world over, The Lion King. It's grossed over $5 billion now across the globe. And now the Broadway adaptation that critics and even some insiders even thought wouldn't last 15 minutes is celebrating 15 years of outrageous record-breaking success. In a journey that spanned from Broadway to Brazil and back, ABC's Juju Chang brings us this look inside the making of a phenomenon.
That haunting Zulu call and the menagerie of puppets that follow has enthralled audiences the world over. As The Lion King celebrates 15 record-shattering years on the Great White Way, Nightlines invited to pull back the curtain and discover the secrets behind the show's phenomenal success.
So fine, I say.
It's the highest-grossing musical of all time, with profit-making runs in nearly 100 cities around the globe. The Lion King brand has earned more than $5 billion, more than all 6 Star Wars films combined.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
So it's hard to believe that at first, most people thought the musical would fail.
And I quite famously said, that's the worst idea I've ever heard.
Including the show's would-be producer, Thomas Schumacher.
The movie is fundamentally cinematic, and there's nothing theatrical about it. We're going to get yelled at. We're going to get yelled at for touching stuff.
Unlikely, since Tom's now the head of Disney Theatrical Productions, a division of ABC's parent company.
Isn't it beautiful, though?
I feel the pride of a lioness. Look at that.
During our backstage tour, he reminisces about arguing with his boss, who was hell-bent on making it all work.
I said, you gotta be crazy. And he said, just get a great idea. Just get a great idea. And I got a great idea. Julie Taymor.
At the time, Julie Taymor was a little-known theater virtuoso. She had directed edgy, pioneering productions and operas, but never mainstream Broadway.
Everyone told her she was crazy to work with Disney. Everyone told us we were crazy to work with someone like Julie Taymor. The Broadway community just assumed this was going to be a massive disaster.
But the Disney team decided the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. They would completely reinvent this beloved cartoon for the stage. Julie used every trick in the book, from 17th century stagecraft to African costuming and Asian puppetry. The result, a groundbreaking fusion of high art and lowbrow comedy, requiring a massive cast, precision timing, and a 90-person backstage crew.
And this is what you call the double...
That's a double event. So you get the human and the animal. And when you want the aggressive nature of the lion, that's when Scar will put his head forward, and there's the ability to get very violent. And this is the sexiest animal we have, by
She's
far.
very sexy.
I love the idea that the audience sees the strings. I want them to appreciate the talent of the performer who's moving it.
And to find those performers, Julie still scours the globe in search of raw talent.
Give him the cue right before Scar.
In Sao Paulo, we get a rare glimpse inside a casting session. Brazil is the 16th country to stage a Lion King production. After weeks of callbacks, they finally strike gold. Tiago Barbosa, a 27-year-old plucked from the slums of Rio, brings down the house with Simba's most emotional number.
Good job.
Can we just cast him right now?
Oh, my God.
Can we?
That was so good.
Good one. Hey, come here. Simba.
15 years into her journey, there's still magic in a discovery like this.
I'm not sure if anybody's ever put it together like that. Not like that. No, in any place.
And Julie Taymor is no stranger to magical moments. In 1998, Lion King earned 6 Tony Awards. Julie became the first woman ever to win Best Director. She went on to direct movies, including Frida, and then spent nearly 9 years on another musical, Spider-Man: Turn Off the Dark. but it was riddled with stage accidents, major money issues, and feuding producers. Julie was skewered in the press and pushed out of the production before opening night. She's been reticent to talk on camera about the experience until now.
You can't blame it on me or any single person because you don't create a musical with one person or two.
Her famous partners, U2's Bono and The Edge, accused her on Nightline of being too close to the project to see its major flaws.
Would you agree with that assessment?
No, I wouldn't. It is very hard to create experimental, break ground, try to do something that's never been done when people are going to constantly second guess it. The show that's there is the show that I created over 8 years, minus some of the depth.
And after significant retooling, it's a show that's become a huge hit on Broadway. Julie says that's due in part to her early vision. Big risk, big reward. It's the lesson she learned from Lion King. And as the original creators take their curtain call after Sunday's 15th anniversary performance, they know that all the pageantry and elaborate stagecraft would be meaningless were it not for a simple story well told.
It's our story. It's the story of humanity, told with lions, a meerkat, and a flatulent warthog.
Perhaps that, in and of itself, is the secret to the show's success. For Nightline, I'm Juju Chang in New York.